All right, everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to the Division C West playoffs here. We are in round one semifinals between Resurgence of the Storm and Can't Counterpick Stupid. Resurgence of the Storm, being the higher seed, opted for the first map pick. And I am still waiting on an invite to the lobby, but as we can see from the maps, we did see Battlefield of Eternity and Cursed Hollow. Was it Cursed Hollow? I gotta make sure that I have that right. I think it was. Banned out by Resurgence of the Storm. Let me double check Cursed Hollow. Now my brain is failing me. Yes, I do believe it was Cursed Hollow. Still waiting on. There is the link to the lobby. You may have just heard me get in game, or maybe not, because my audio output doesn't seem to be hooked up correctly. Let me fix that real quick. All right, should be good now. Should all be able to hear the in-game music. All right, but either way, whatever the bands were, I believe it was Battlefield of Eternity, Cursed Hollow, and Braxis Holdout, and Tomb of the Spider Queen, banned out by Can't Counterpick Stupid, bringing us to Towers of Doom, picked up by Resurgence of the Storm, with Can't Counterpick Stupid having the first pick of the hero in draft here. We are still waiting on one from CCS to join the lobby, and then we will get started here shortly, folks. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Appreciate the support coming in the chat. Let me see who you guys want to win here. Seeing some CCSs right now. Let me know if you can hear me. Our fifth member has joined the chat. As I take a sip of water here. And let them know that we are ready to get going here on Towers of Doom. Looking forward to this match up between the two teams. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, Can't Counterpick Stupid went, let's see, yeah, Resurgence of the Storm beat Can't Counterpick Stupid 2-1 in their matchup at the beginning of October. It's been about a month since then, so let's see how this goes. Towers of Doom was won by Resurgence of the Storm in their original matchup. Chat, if you can hear me, please just put like a 1 or say yes, we can hear you, something like that, to make sure that my beautiful voice is being broadcasted to you all. As we wait for all teams to be ready here, looks like we are getting ready to start up this match between Resurgence of the Storm and Can't Counterpick Stupid. I have the impression chat cannot hear me, but I am on a 60-second delay. Alright, y'all can hear me, you're just not saying anything. I see how it is. Alright, we are starting the draft here. Oh no, my webcam's messed up. Let me fix that real quick. Also, you can't see anything here, apparently. That's not good. Ah! This was all working a minute ago. I'll just tell you what's going on in the game, at least. I don't know why this is not working. Let me just throw in the display capture. Please excuse my terribleness here as I fit this to the screen and send it to the back. Okay, one more forward. Oh, this is going awfully. No, you still can't see. What? There we go. All right, we fixed it. I'm going to take my webcam out of here because it's not set up correctly. All right, so apparently if I tab out, you guys just can't see anything. All right. Here we are in the draft. Sorry about all of that. Appreciate the understanding as we fix some technical difficulties that cropped up at the last second. We do have a Diva ban out of Resurgence of the Storm and Zeratul and Malthael bans out of Can't Counterpick Stupid. I know C2D2 is very strong on the Malthael there, and yes, it is my widescreen view. It just kind of crushes my soul when it comes to streaming. I love it when I'm gaming, but see, the Diva and the Garrosh bans outside of on the side of Research of the Storm makes a lot of sense to me. I know that Valkymer is very comfortable on that Garrosh, and also that Osprey is very, very comfortable on that Diva. So all of these bans making a lot of sense. C2D2 plays a lot of Zeratul, plays a lot of Malthael, some of their strongest heroes there, and we do see Azul picked up by Osprey, getting ready to take up that double soaking rule here on Towers of Doom, double soaking mid and top. Azul, very strong double soaker, especially after level 4 when he gets the cooldown reset on his W. Joanna and Chromie going to be very strong in the bottom lane on the side of Resurgence of the Storm, so opting to lock in that strong Chromie damage and the comfortable tank in the form of Joanna there. Who will we see picked on the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid in response? I'd like to see somebody like a Li Ming is very good, yes. And Lucio will also do a lot of work when they want to go on gank attempts or simply just move about the map quickly, get from mid to bottom, go about the bottom camps more quickly, as well as just providing a lot of good safety from the Chromie burst with his level 10 ult sound barrier. So we come to our third ban here from the side of Resurgence of the Storm. It is going to be the Mei ban, so opting to kind of choke those tanks away from Valkymer since he has not picked one up yet. Will we see another off-lane ban on the side of CCS, trying to keep C2D2 off his heroes? Or is there some healer, maybe, that they're a little worried about? It is the Brightwing, in fact, that is banned. Good choice. Brightwing very strong on this map in general. Also very strong with the E talent at level 13, I believe it is, that increases the healing. Throw E on someone, press Z, and it can give them about a 70% HP heal. It's pretty crazy, depending on who you're healing. We do see C2D2 pick up the Sonya here, so not going to be able to keep up as well with the double soak as Zul. Zul will be able to clear those waves a lot faster, but they do get an equal amount of extra poke in the form of Junkrat. So running Junkrat Chromie, a little interesting. Usually you typically see Junkrat run in more of a mage position. So a little bit of maybe like 1.5 mages here on the side of Resurgence of the Storm. Still yet to pick up a healer. And we do see the Varian Falstad. So it's going to be Taunt Varian on the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid for their main tank. I kind of don't like that you guys can't see me. Yeah, I am a little interested to see why he did not go with the ETC here. Stage dive giving that good global value, or Mosh Pit potentially being really good. I guess maybe the Joanna interrupts on Mosh Pit kind of warded him away, but I've seen him take stage dive plenty of times. Falstad, of course, has that global value and just recently got some buffs to some of his lesser picked talents. And we do see the Anduin healer outside of this on the side of Resurgence of the Storm, so just looking to try and save anyone who gets taunted by that Varian or potentially locked down by the Zul route. Interesting team comps coming out from both teams here as we head into Game 1 on Towers of Doom. I think I have to favor Resurgence of the Storm's comp here. They may not have the double soak, but I think their 4-man will be able to prevent any sort of caps on the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid and make it very difficult for them to take nice, even fights. I do believe that Zul will be stuck double soaking, may leave them up ahead in levels, so that is something to look out for. But if Sonya comes down to join these fights 5v4 while Zul's stuck soaking, may not look too good in the end result. Can always pick up that lost double soak XP in hero kills. Let's switch over to the main screen, which is also going to be broken, so I may as well switch now to fix it. I think I know what has broken my screen. As we get into Game 1, let's go ahead and fit that to my screen here. You all can see what I was doing before this match, which was looking up the deets. And there we go. We have our screen up and ready to go here. Some good lucks, having funs for the playoffs here between Resurgence of the Storm and CCS. On the left-hand side, Resurgence of the Storm currently ranked 3 in the playoffs. We have Sonya, played by C2D2, Anduin, played by Susie, Junkrat, played by Pig Merlin, Chromie, played by Wingman, and Joanna, played by Perseus. And on the left-hand side, we have Valkymer playing the Varian, Silma playing Falstad, Madathi playing the Lucio, Thorin playing the Li-Ming, and of course up in the top lane, Osprey playing the Zul. Nice dodge there by Osprey. A little bit of a brawling going on here in the mid lane. Trying to prevent those rotations. Percy's doing a good job of keeping Valkymer from mounting up. Valk going right back, trying to keep that rotation. Madathi already in the bottom lane, ready to pick up any potential lost soak. So both teams should trade about even here. Sonya, again, just going to be a little bit behind. Actually has to even give up a minion here to try and keep up. Especially after level 4s, we're going to see this start to go a lot different here. Yeah, Caledorn, I think an ETC would have made me think a lot better about CCS's draft here. The Varian kind of throws me off a little bit, but let's see what they do with it. Both teams opting to kind of be a little bit weaker in the first half of the game, with Varian and Joanna as the main tank choices. Of course, Varian comes online after level 4, whereas Joanna really gets a lot of her strength coming online around level 10. Big damage out from Chromie. They're going to force Falstad to have to back up, wait for heals from the Lucio. Nice Junkrat mine positioning. Both teams opting to just grab their camps. We do see Zul taking the sip to recap his mana. Still ahead by 1 rotation here, giving them just a slight XP lead as we pop back into bottom lane. Valk maybe forgetting that he just now picked Taunt and did not have Taunt ready there, despite both teams being level 4. As he charges in, nearly dies, but manages to walk away. Chromie putting out a lot of damage, manages to get one hit down on the Silma. We do see Chromie picks Time Walker's Pursuit, so opting to get that extra spell power and reduce the arming time of the traps, maybe trying to look to play around those traps more, as well as get vision of CCS wherever they happen to go. I do see a lot of Chromies take the W talent now at level 1, so maybe this is a little bit of a weaker option, but let's see what Resurgence the Storm does with it. Nice attempt to get that big orb out from Thorin. Valkymer positioning right in the bush, ready for the rotations up, ready to catch one of the backliners out of position. Gets the taunt on the Joanna instead of the Junkrat, maybe just a misclick. Joanna kind of taking up a lot of space there in front of Junkrat. I guess, yeah, Varian does have a shield breaker for Joe later in the game. That could be what they're looking for here. Varian did get buffs recently too, so he's a little bit more tanky now than he used to be. Opting for the Gentleman's Pursuit in top lane, but like I said, Zul a little bit behind the Sonya. So Sonya coming down, making this a 5v4 fight. CCS is going to have to back up and give this. They're going to lose Madathi here. Barely makes it away with the shove off, the push off, whatever that talent is called. Or talent, whatever that trait is called. Push off, I think, shove off. To get away from the wall and just barely get to safety. So, like I said, we did see Sonya kind of rotate down, make that into a 5v4, and create a little bit of trouble for CCS here. They couldn't cap early, just too much disruption between Chromie and Junkrat, both being able to keep points down. And keeping those taunts going out on the Joanna. Joanna's low mana, low health, so good option to taunt there. Potentially had just used her ability, wasn't really watching. Trying to keep an eye on the top lane as well. Osprey opting to simply delay the rotation there. Nicely done. Delays the rotation to mid, ensures that he'll be a little bit ahead on rotations as both teams bottom up to gentlemanly take their own camps and not invade the others. Nice even teams here at level 7. Both teams been very close so far in this game. Let's take a look at the talents. We are seeing Life Funnel, Hurricane, and Tough as Nails, so I would expect to see a Wrath Sonya. Nice taunt there with a big Li-Ming orb to follow it up. They've been doing a really good job of that follow-up so far. And it is slowing Sands out of Chromie, so just buying themselves some time here on the camp to clear it away before it can get close. Yeah, I would expect to see Wrath out of Sonya with Life Funnel and Hurricane. And when I expect to go Light Bomb with Joanna around, Bless Shield Light Bomb is a really strong combo that can get a lot of value pretty easily, especially with something like a Slowing Sands underneath it. Giving Junkrat a lot of ability to land easy roots, mines, and Riptires if he so chooses. We do see both teams kind of fighting over this. Sonya not here yet. Zul opting to go back top, keep the level lead that they have. Meanwhile, Sonya saying, all right, let's make this a 5v4. Nope. Deciding, all right, got to soak mid real quick first. We know Zul's top, then I'll come make it a 5v4. And that is exactly what's happening here again. Sonya decides, all right, we're going to come make this a 5v4. So Zul not holding that double rotation, joining the team fight as accurately, but it has brought them to about a full level lead. So while it may have gotten them a little bit of a disadvantage early in the game, we do have level 10s online now for the side of CCS, which means they could take quite an easy pickings here. Lucio picking up Sound Barrier, Gust from Falstad, Wave of Force from Li Ming, Shield Wall from Varian, and Skeletal Mages. I'm liking all these talent choices here. Skeletal Mages will keep Zul alive and well in the off lane. And I don't think Poison Nova offered that much in these fights. CCS's backline has been playing a little bit safe. It's going to be hard to kind of try to get up on them. And Sonya won't care too much about it either. We do see level 10s on the line, and it is Wrath Sonya, Light Bomb Anduin, Riptire, and Blessed Shield from the side of Resurgence of the Storm. They're opting to come in here, take another 5v4. Zul is top. The Gust pushes them away to keep everyone alive. They are going to have to back off this. That is another ult burn from the side of CCS. Oh, the Riptire dies. That's actually really big. that could have potentially killed Lucio there and put a lot of damage out onto Valkymer on the variant. So while they do take the successful camp invade, they burn 4 ults for it. All ults burned on the side of CCS, as Osprey must have burned that top lane fighting Sonya, or maybe simply just trying to get some push here. But yeah, I think this is going to be kind of the story of the game. They'll be ahead by about a level or 2 or so, but Sonya's going to just join these fights a little bit more often than Zul will. And I think Sonya with Wrath offers a little bit more to the fight than Zul does with just the root and full W build here. He will have no problems keeping himself up in the offlane and keeping far ahead of Sonya in terms of double soak value, though. We can even see that here in terms of the XP total, 14k to 11k here. Ahead by almost 4k in the soak, 3k or so in the soak. And we do see Zul takes top. You see 3 bottom from the side of Resurgence the Storm, so maybe opting to simply give this top point and try to push bottom. Falstad flying top, yeah, 3 staying bottom here. They're opting to give up the point. They say, all right, we'll go behind by a little bit, 24 to 32. Not sure if that was the best call there. Sonya will end up getting picked off. And see, I mean, Resurgence of the Storm taking bottom here, but CCS is going to rotate down before it's captured. Maybe not the best call here out of Resurgence of the Storm. Why give for just a little bit of damage bottom? Maybe they're trying to set up for something later, but Zul's getting a lot of counter push in top. CCS going to have to, or sorry, Resurgence of the Storm going to have to dedicate Junkrat to the mid lane, giving CCS a strong 4v3 down here until Sonya can get back online. As we watch both teams kind of posture around bottom in a 4v4 now. We do see CCS with the level 13 talent advantage, almost a level and a half ahead at this point. Big Blessed Shield, but no Light Bomb to follow it up. So Gusted away, gets everyone except Joanna, who popped straight to stay in line and gets burned down because of it. Separated from the rest of her team. Excellent Gust out of Silma. The Riptire comes out to try and push them away from taking the fort, but only hits 1. And we do see the Anduin pull on the taunt. Would have been a big follow-up from Li Ming there if the pull had not come out. So again, fighting a 4v3 bottom as objective comes bottom. Zul taking top with C2D2 having to try and keep mid. Zul also going to take down mid here. CCS running a clinic right now on Resurgence of the Storm. Silma taking bottom tower just after they captured mid, getting those 5 shots in, bringing us to 19 to 32. Sonya did manage to recapture top, preventing this 6th shot coming out from the side of CCS. CCS dedicating everyone here. They have a level and a half lead. They don't need to keep up the double soak at this point. Zul popping Skeletal Mages to ensure that he can walk away safely here, but walks down into the rest of the team of Resurgence the Storm, potentially needing to escape through this path here. Nevertheless, Junkrat low. CCS down a member is going to have to give up their camp here. They still have mid fort, but it is slowly losing health due to the pressure from minions. Top will get depressured by those minions, so they're still dedicating 5 down here, hoping to get 16s online and take a fight. They are still down 4v5, actually, not 5 down here. Zul was dead. Zul going to go towards top lane. They're going to lose bottom tower here, but maybe be able to pick Sonya as a result. They do not get the kill. Slowing Sands, creating a lot of trouble for CCS on that engagement there. So even though they have their tower, they're down a member. And Resurgence the Storm recaptures their point. They say, all right, triple altar phase. We have bottom unlocked. We're going to send 1 to capture bottom. But I would like to see them go top. They're going to get a pick here. Burning the cleanse is Sonya. saving themselves from the pick, but they're going to get both towers here. Yeah, that's a double cap from the side of CCS. So 6 shots in for CCS, 5 shots in for Resurgence. I would have liked to see Resurgence leave one bottom and send everyone else top. Resurgence deciding instead to protect this bottom fort for longer than I think was necessary. The Gust comes out to prevent the big rotational engagement here from Resurgence the Storm, keeping all the members of CCS alive, while Zul just keeps putting pressure on this top lane. He's got to know Sonya's coming to him at this point and decides, all right, time to back off. Has the root available, but the root is burned. Going to have to burn up the ult and the unstoppable to potentially cleanse whatever Q spear that Sonya might have thrown out. Meanwhile, Resurgence of the Storm saying, all right, we're going to hold you bottom lane. Sonya chasing down Osprey towards mid. Still about a half a level lead. A third of a level lead, quarter level lead or so. Yeah, Gust doing a lot of work this game, just keeping the side of CCS from getting big picks. Just as I say it, though, a huge mine goes out onto Valk. Gust not used. And Valk goes down. That is going to give this double altar phase over to the side of Resurgence of the Storm, most likely. 10 seconds of a hero down after the altars spawn. It's altar spawn in 13, and Varian not up for another 23. Does look like Zul is going to focus on burning down this top lane, however. Hopefully killing it before the cap and bringing things back even 4-4. So only 8 shots potentially, depending on this interrupt by Madathi. Buys them a little bit of extra time. Goes for a second one. Perhaps being a little overzealous here, but gets the push off, gets to go away. Thorin bringing in the damage to push the Junkrat off. Keeping this even here, actually. They have not lost this point yet. CCS going to have to back off and heal. Falstad got low. I do not know if Falstad has Z currently. I haven't seen him use it lately, though, so I imagine he does. Taking a little bit of a weird engagement. Falstad does fly in. But Zul still on his way. And the point capped for CCS, I believe. Bringing us down to 13-18 here. So still a very close game. CCS going to post 5 men in bottom to try and take this point back. Resurgence of the Storm saying, all right, we'll match you 5-5. Still about 3/4 of a level behind. Missing a lot of soak in top and mid. Sonya not able to keep up with the double rotations from Zul. Has won them a few points to join the 5-man fight. But Zul winning the longer battle of soak. Let's see what those soak numbers are now. Yeah, 28k to 20,000. Still about 4k up in soak. Representing that almost full level lead now. Slightly ahead in structures. Slightly behind in heroes. Zul opting to grab top camp, put some pressure, say, all right, you're going to have to go top now, Sonya, to clear this. Otherwise, we get 3 free shots. Which frees Zul. I want to see Zul come down immediately after clearing this wave. That should get them 20s. They should take a 5v4 level 20 fight. 20s online for the side of CCS. They need to take a big fight here. Zul opting instead, all right, we're going to push mid. Sonya getting low here. May want to sip or back. Yeah, Zul not getting much value mid. I would have liked to see him come bottom and set up this 5v4 fight with level 20s while Sonya still had to cap top. It is going to be a 5v4 here, though, anyways, as CCS moves down after capping midpoint. Just managing to keep Resurgence of the Storm from capping bottom, who will back off down to only 3 points left on their core. These bottoms camps will not do it because they're going to burn into this keep. But something like a boss play here with the level 20 advantage could do it. Honestly, I'd like to see CCS just leave Leave bottom. Go take boss. There's no reason to be here anymore. This 5v4 though. Sonya's still trying to retake top. Not much value you're going to get by retaking top right now, Sonya. I would like to see Sonya here in the bottom contesting this, because if this point is captured, or if someone dies here in the 4v5, then boss is a free call that wins the game. Chromie getting dangerously low, 29 hit points. They do recapture top tower. Sonya does manage to capture that. Take that back just as CCS takes bottom. Currently, CCS in a very strong position here. They have a 5 versus 3 tower lead. They have a... Well, both teams have 20s now, so we do see glory to the Alliance here. Wind Tunnel going to be very strong. That's going to be a playmaking. Ult, House Party, Mortal Wound, so great at reducing any of that Anduin healing. Oh, especially out of Desperate Prayer. Desperate Prayer going to have a very hard time getting healing, but Osprey gets picked off in the Wind Tunnel. The Wind Tunnel not aiding Osprey in getting away. Fortunately pushed the opposing team onto Zool. However, CCS only needs one more point. CCS knows they can't cap this. They have a global advantage. I'd like to see them not fight here and go boss, but they're not going to. They're down 4v5. I'd like to see them post one down here to delay this as long as possible. Probably Falstad. Just leave Falstad here to delay and let the rest of your team take boss. It's almost like CCS has forgotten that boss exists on this map. They still do have the 5v3 structure advantage. It is 3-15 on the cores, so they're still in a good position here. We do see Ignore Pain, Desperate Prayer. Do not see that one often. Also don't see Inner Focus that often. And Junkrat picked off as Resurgence the Storm tries to take... But that's Light Bomb with Blessed Shield going to result in 2 members of CCS here picked. Wonderful repulsion. Wave of Force coming out from the side of CCS. Thorin just keeping Valkymer alive. They're appealing for his tank. Resurgence the Storm going to cap this point in front of themselves and let this point get capped behind them. They have mid very low here, looking for a sort of a turn here out of Resurgence the Storm. I think CCS kind of blundering the end game a little bit. If this was chess, they may have just given up their queen. Osprey needs to recognize the threat coming to him in the form of Sonya. Gonna decide to stay and get this fort, but by putting the root onto Sonya, gets himself damaged, but fort is taken. It's 4-4 once again. Both teams having to fight over this bottom point. Resurgence of the Storm opting to try and take boss here. A little bit of a risky call. They do know that if they lose this point as it comes up in 10 seconds, they lose the game. I'd like to see Falstad just fly here, take the cap. But the cap is done before the point is up. Joanna manages to walk away with a Blessed Shield and an Unstoppable. Falstad does fly bottom. The Wind Tunnel keeping them off the point, keeping the Light Bomb from getting the pick onto Falstad. What a crazy back and forth game here. We have 3-11. Resurgence the Storm has to win this point or they lose the game. There's an interrupt from the Riptire, not getting too much value, but does interrupt the point. Lots of damage going out onto the side of CCS. Valkymer gets pushed over the side. Does manage to pop a big protect, keeping any huge damage from coming out. Channels coming out from the side of CCS. Sonya sipping coming back to the fight, but that's Chromie down. They need to find a pick on the side of Resurgence of the Storm or the game is going to go to CCS here as 3 heroes picked by CCS, 4 heroes with the Junkrat down. Joanna not going to be able to delay this for 60 seconds by herself as we see CCS take game number 1 against Resurgence of the Storm. Excellently played by both teams, managing to keep it a very close game there. I would have liked to see CCS take a bit more confidence with their level 20 lead, take a 5v4 fight, and then push for the boss with 3 points remaining on the core. Both teams putting out huge amounts of damage, huge plays from both teams. We do see C2D2 keeping up. Man, Zool just demolishing in terms of siege damage. I think he took top 3 separate times in that matchup. And Li Ming topping the damage numbers, 0 deaths, getting all that follow-up on the taunt. I have to say it, I didn't expect Varian would do that well in that match, but he did. And it was the Shattering Throw at 13. I think that made a huge deal when it came into facing that Joanna, who did go hold your ground. So shield percent increased and reduced cooldown, as well as fanaticism here, increasing the duration, but duration only goes up if the shield is still there. So I think maybe a little bit of a mispick here with fanaticism, knowing that Shattering Throw exists on the board already. Similarly, I think Desperate Prayer was probably the wrong ult choice here. Only heals for 540 baseline. If you think about his baseline talent heal, let's go up onto... I'm just showing everybody all my heroes. Let's go up onto Anduin here. Where is my little boy? So his ability, his flash heal heals for 270. So Desperate Prayer only heals for double of a flash heal. The typical build I see out of Anduin is Renew, not Bold Strategy any longer, because flash heal's been buffed so much that having 2 increased seconds of cooldown is a little rough in that matchup. And then I usually see one of these two. I like Moral Compass and Inner Fire pretty interchangeably. I like Blinding Heal here, means I never really have to heal myself. I can almost always heal an opponent, but Power Word Shield also very strong. Blessed Recovery not taken too often. See Light Bomb. I like to take Enchant Boots, because the extra heal is basically a full extra flash heal for your ally that you are healing. So you can get basically 2 flash heals out, which is the equivalent of it's actually slightly more than this Desperate Prayer, 280 plus 270. So I like Enchant Boots, just gives you a passive move percent bead. That also is up a little bit higher when you don't have your cooldown, or when you don't have your pull ready when it is on cooldown. But Divine Star speed is also taken a lot. And then I almost exclusively take Lightwell. This is a lot of free healing that prevents you from having to go super mana hungry with your heals. And then I like to take Glyph of Faith. Even with Enchant Boots, Glyph of Faith is really strong. Just having that second charge to save your allies from any sort of CC that comes up is really well done. All right, well, with that, I will leave you all for the moment and be right back with game number 2 as soon as... Alrighty, folks, we did see CCS take game number 1 on Powers of Doom over Resurgence of the Storm, and bringing you game 2 with Resurgence of the Storm opting for first hero pick. Can't Counterpick Stupid will take us to Alterac Pass. Let's see how this matchup goes. As I let them know that I am ready. As we get ready here for game number 2 between Resurgence of the Storm and Can't Counterpick Stupid, we saw a very, very back and forth game between Resurgence of the Storm and Can't Counterpick Stupid last game. I think the final score came to like 3-8 at some point. It was very, very close. Both teams capturing structures left and right, constantly switching between 5 cap, 6 cap, 3 cap. It was all all over the place, and CCS just managed to win that late crucial team fight, keeping up the soak advantage with Zool double soak into the Sonya as we get ready to start up game number 2 here, folks, on Alterac Pass. Welcome to Alterac Pass. Now, I think I can do a bit of a fix here. Hear me out for one moment. I'm gonna do this. You all didn't see anything happen, but I realized what my mistake was in game 1. I had accidentally set Here's the Storm to run on full screen instead of windowed full screen. So my capture window did not recognize the executable anymore. And thus, there was nothing. But I have since switched back between the games, and we are ready with our traditional layouts here for game number 2 on Alterac Pass. Who do we see banned out on the side of Resurgence of the Storm? It is Ragnaros. Yes, Osprey plays a lot of Ragnaros. Very strong on the hero. Lots of value on this map with Lava Wave, keeping mid or top or bottom, whichever one you want, just absolutely clear of threat, even during the objective phases. Effectively turning it into a 2-lane clear, and we do see the Malthael first banned this time. Zeratul, not as much of a threat, in their opinion, as the Malthael, or maybe just wanted to switch it up. In terms of draft order, we'll see in the second ban here from CCS. Resurgence of the Storm, potentially going to ban Garrosh again to keep Valkymer off of Garrosh. I think Valk showing that his tank pool is wide enough to handle it, though, between ETC, Varian, many others. And the Brightwing decidedly banned out, said, all right, well, we don't think we're going to take Brightwing this game, so let's go ahead and ban it instead. Appreciate the comment, R. Heinzen, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. And it is the Zeratul ban, so just opting to switch the order up a little bit, trying to keep C2D2 off the heroes that make CCS1 a little bit uncomfortable. Sorry, I say CCS1 can't counterpick stupid, and then they have 1 point. So we head here into game number 2. Who is first pick priority for the side of Resurgence of the Storm? It is ETC. Perseus saying, all right, we're not going to go for the Joanna combo this time. ETC instead. Keep Valkymer off his comfortable cow and pick it up for themselves. I think we're going to see potentially a Sylvanas from the side of CCS. Would be very strong on this map. D.Va also a very strong pick. And it is a Whitemane. Interesting. Whitemane, a very strong healer if you know how to play her right, and you can keep her safe from dive. Let's see how Resurgence of the Storm responds. Whitemane generally has a lot of healing output if you don't either have an anti-healing option like Ana, or a simply way to dive on Whitemane and kill her quickly. We do see Li Ming and Rhaegar. So no anti-healing options here yet, but Li Ming does put out a lot of burst damage, so potentially hard for Whitemane to heal through that. But if the pick does not happen, then whoever does get hit will have a harder time, but we'll have an easier time getting healed up by the Whitemane. We do see Abathur banned out, so again, banning out those kind of oddball choices that could potentially throw CCS off their game here, saying, all right, we don't want to deal with the Abathur soak on a big map like Alterac Pass. We don't want to deal with the potential hyper carry of whoever their next pick is. And Joanna banned out, saying, all right, we know Joanna is good into ETC, interrupts the mosh rather easily, has a lot of ways to get out with the unstoppable trait, saying, all right, we're not going to deal with it. We're just going to ban it out. So who do we see picked up here in response? I think we see Tank wait for last, potentially, and 2 damage dealers picked up here. But instead, picking up the Mei, very strong tank, very positional tank. Will depend a lot on that Junkrat to pop people out of position. Junkrat doing a very good job of delaying captures on your safe side on this point, and on your non-safe side too. Just Junkrat very good at delaying any captures on the objectives here. We will see the final two picks are Thrall and Phoenix from the side of Resurgence of the Storm. Thrall very likely going to be taking up the off lane, while Phoenix bringing out a lot of wave clear for the side of Resurgence of the Storm and their 4-man. Potentially Phoenix sitting in bottom and Thrall sitting top, or the other way around. We do see Lunara picked up by Silma here. So here are the two teams looking at the drafts. We see Junkrat Mage with interrupts. We see Lunara with lots of damage. Rhaegar's going to have a hard time healing through that. I think I have to give this draft to CCS. Resurgence of the Storm doesn't really have an answer to the white main healing, as far as I can tell. There's not really a whole lot of dive there. I guess you have ETC Thrall, but still, that's not a ton of dive. Yeah, this will be an interesting one to play out. I have to give it to CCS. They've got a lot of poke. They've got a lot of wave clear. D.Va's very strong in general. Osprey's really great on the D.Va too. Yeah, I'm going to hand this draft over to CCS. But let's see how the game plays out, because as we know, almost no game is won purely on draft alone. It will come down to how these two teams face off, and we know that they are evenly matched based off the back and forth of game one. As we head into the game here, let me switch my overlays to the in-game overlay. Let me fix the display capture. You all did not see anything happen, but from my side, everything has been fixed. As we go on to game number 2 between Resurgence of the Storm and Can't Counterpick Stupid. Can't Counterpick Stupid has the favorable point here, and we will go in on these two teams. We have Pig Merlin playing Thrall, Perseus playing ETC, Susie playing Rhaegar, Wingman playing Li Ming, C2T2 playing Phoenix for the side of Resurgence of the Storm. And for the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid, Valkymer on Mei, Medathi on Whitemane, Silma on Lunara, Thorin on Junkrat, and Osprey alone in the bottom lane on D.Va. Just waiting for his dance partner here. As a small brawl breaks out mid, but both teams just kind of courteously clearing the waves. UTC stepping up a lot. He's going to take a lot of damage there from Lunara and Junkrat, but does get the wave cleared faster. So Thrall opting to go top lane. All right. Phoenix opting to go bottom lane into D.Va. A little bit better of a matchup, but Lunara saying, all right, I'll go top lane into Thrall. That's my favorable matchup. As long as Thrall can't get close to Lunara, Lunara will win that lane. D.Va getting very low here, but C2D2 burning through all his shields on the Phoenix. We do see Valkymer alone in mid as Thorin and Medathi are right onto their camp, with Resurgence of the Storm sending, looks like Ming and Rhaegar, Wingmin and Susie right behind, so a little bit behind on the camp grab. Will put that in favor of CCS, pushing top in favor as well. Let's take a look at these level 1 talents here. As D.Va popped out of mech. I missed it, but it did happen. See level 1 talents, we do see Arsenal Synergy from Phoenix. So looking to swap modes often to get all that attack damage in. It's going to be very difficult. Very high intensity, high APM Phoenix plays. Getting the stun out onto the white main, but no follow-up, unfortunately. Abilities have just been used. We do see Echo of the Elements here for Thrall, so pretty standard offlane Thrall choice. Prog Rock for ETC, giving them a little bit more sustained healing in these fights, which is pretty good. I tend to feel like Rhaegar's healing can be a little tough. He's pretty mana hungry, at least until level 4, or sorry, level 7. Actually opting for Electric Charge here. That gives them a little bit more healing output. I usually see Rhaegars take the slow totem at level 1. So some interesting choices here out of their healer player on talents. I'm starting to like these maybe builds that they found have worked well for them as a team. D.Va very low in bottom lane here. C2D2 giving him a run for the money, but D.Va says, all right, I'll just hop right back into mech. No worries. You see loudspeakers from ETC. Standard choice, not my favorite. I find loudspeakers often messes up whatever your team's trying to do more than it provides value for you. But that is only in my experience playing ETC. I know a lot of ETC players that get a lot of value out of loudspeakers. So, what do I know? I'm not a tank player. I like Crowd Surfer. Nice stun onto the Junkrat. Junkrat will bump himself away. Pop the Unstoppable to prevent the push from the ETC. Sorry, my throat is a little dry after talking so much last game. Forgot to hydrate between matches. I'm going to take a sip of water here real quick. As both teams recognize that the objective is up and say, yeah, we don't want to brawl over it. We both have 7s. Let's just take our camps. But we do see Whitemane there alone for now. With Lunara soaking mid here. Trying to get some damage out onto ETC. So camp will likely be taken faster by the mixture of Rhaegar and Li Ming than Whitemane and Mei. But Junkrat coming down after clearing top lane. Still a little bit of an experience lead here. Looks like it's just based off of the picks on the D.Va mech. D.Va being popped out of mech again. We're getting a lot of damage out. Alright, opting to drop the bomb in a kill attempt. Hopping right back in mech. Keep the bottom lane on lock. Look at the damage numbers here. We do see Phoenix putting out a lot of damage on that D.Va. Over 15k hero damage. And been in the solo lane almost this entire match. Coming up now to brawl in mid, potentially clear these and look for the pick after getting the clear on bottom lane, leaving D.Va behind. You see Lunara putting out the hero damage, but nowhere close to those Phoenix numbers. I know it's, quote, fake damage, but it is those picks and the pick by Whitemane. Oh, I missed whatever happened, but man, the Whitemane beam just picking off Thrall. That is big. That is big for CCS. That gives them the chance to push up here. They know Phoenix is in the bottom lane. They can have a 4v3 here and still leave D.Va bottom for the soak to help them catch up on levels. Still a little bit behind on hero experience, but otherwise fairly even. We do see Resurgence of the Storm about to hit level 10s. They are about 1k ahead on soak. Whitemane in a little bit of a dangerous position, kind of posing a little bit further forward than potentially she needed to be. Typically, you only want really your tanks and any sort of frontliners up in this area, and your backline is over here to avoid the kind of rotation that comes in from this side by escaping up or this way. Anyway, Resurgence of the Storm. This is, of course, the safe cap point for them, so a little bit easier for them to defend. Resurgence of the Storm now coming up as we move back to level 10 talents for both teams. So Resurgence of the Storm not doing much with their level 10 advantage other than just simply pushing CCS off this point. We do see everybody's here with a halt from the side. Of CCS, they halt their own capture and they get the capture going for their own point. Malcolm are not going the Pocket Sand build. Picked off are Whitemane and Lunara and Mei and D.Va mech, and I don't even know what just happened, but Earthquake came down and Mosh Pit came out and Salvo went down. And just the sheer amount of damage. I think the Ancestral saved whoever ended up low on the side of Resurgence of the Storm. Oh, man. What a fight. That was a huge fight for Resurgence of the Storm, putting them solidly in the lead here. Almost a full level ahead with the objective pushing in their favor now. See what they do with it. We do see all of CCS is up to defend this, so early game objective. The kills did not prevent them from being up in time to defend, but just a huge amount of value out of these ults from the side of Resurgence of the Storm. Valk stepping up, getting pushed back. Has to go ahead and dash on out of there. Don't want to take a fight underneath the objective with all that damage increase for the Li Ming, for the Rhaegar bites. We do see micro missiles from D.Va. D.Va going to be giving Phoenix a little bit harder of a time now with level 10s online. Avalanche, Riptire, Divine Reckoning, and Leaping Strike. So Divine Reckoning, interesting. The damage ult, getting out lots of damage, lots of healing. As long as you can keep your opponent in that area, which looks like Mei should be able to do a good job of that. I think Whitemane potentially was just too far forward on that fight, got picked off, let the rest of the team go down because of no healing after Whitemane dies. We do see, oh my goodness, C2D2, your APM is off the charts playing this Phoenix. Constantly switching modes. Look at that, mode switch, getting lots of damage out, but in a little bit of a dangerous spot here. Gonna have to play this one safely. Gonna have to really be careful here if he doesn't want to get picked, and manages to walk away. Amazing. Switching back to the talents here, we do see level 13s online for the side of Resurgence of the Storm. You see Dampening Field, Earth Shield, Illusionist, Frostwolf, Scrapes, and Encore, and what a big mosh again. Burns the Unstoppable to get out of it. I think it was Abolish Magic. No, Abolish Magic isn't online yet. It hasn't been picked up. We do see Thrall picked off, D.Va Mech taken. Lunara getting tons of damage out on this ETC. ETC saying, just leave me, I'm dead. And does fall indeed, but not before lots of damage out from the Li Ming on the rest of the side of CCS. That's a big pick though. That should give them the early fight here. They did get Thrall earlier, but he would be back up in time to defend this. They're going to opt to go for boss with this pick. I like this call. Bottom boss means they're still close to the objective, so it's a little bit easier for Resurgence of the Storm to clear it, but also easier for CCS to step up after taking this boss. Yeah, I think a great call here that gets them to siege while trying to fight over this point. Forces Resurgence of the Storm to split their decisions. Are they going to defend here or defend here? I know they're close, but yeah, opting to push a little bit with this boss to help it get down this fort for sure. Helping them come back a little bit in levels would be taking a structure advantage. Meanwhile, C2D2 saying, all right, I know I'm not going to be able to do anything there. I'm going to fight mid for a bit. Get some extra soak in, keep us ahead on levels. A beautiful boop, but the teleport keeps the Li Ming safe from the D.Va bomb. D.Va hopping right back in saying, all right, I know you're low, Li Ming. Li Ming is opting for sort of orb plus teleports. Oh, big mosh pit. But unfortunately not enough damage and all the healing out from Whitemane there. Whitemane in a much better position. Alright, so at this point, you've capped the objective. The rest of your team should be stepping around this curve, and Valk should be on this side. Valk and Osprey can kind of position. D.Va and Mei can position over here, but Lunara should be over here. Whitemane should be over here. Force them to step into dangerous places where you can easily damage them on the other side of this. We do see D.Va going to get picked off here. The root from Thrall preventing her from getting away after being burned out of mech. And that pick is going to mean a lot for the side of Resurgence of the Storm. They almost have 16s online here. Meanwhile, their camp took mid-fort because of the push that Phoenix did earlier. Phoenix back to clear bottom. Doesn't want to give up the bottom keep. So this is the time for CCS to step up. It's a 4v4. They do have 16s, but you're going to have to do something. You're not going to get 16s before this point comes to play, and they do. They recognize that Phoenix is not there and decide to step up, push the other team off, push Resurgence of the Storm off, and get their point back. Whitemane is getting so much value from the ult, Big B. A ton. That Whitemane ult completely canceled the ETC mosh pit. Valk a little bit by himself, but he does burn unstoppable. Does get booped during the icing, but the avalanche does not catch Phoenix, who teleports just as it's about to pass over him and gets the pick, and D.Va's going to get burned out of mech before she can pop bomb. Going to get stunned even on the way out. 2 huge picks for Resurgence of the Storm. Resurgence of the Storm saying, all right, our early game was a little rough here. We know game 1 didn't go our way, but we're not going to let that phase us. And taking a hard sell in game 2. 2 objectives in their favor now. With a full, almost 2/3 level lead here. 16's online for both teams, though. We will see D.Va and Mei both up in time for the defense. The Resurgence of the Storm even grabs their camp for this, is going to line up with that charger perfectly. Actually, it'll be like slightly behind because the charger moves faster, but you know, I play this game a little bit. I kind of know the move speeds of things. Camp actually far behind, not going to be relevant for another like 5 seconds or so here. But relevant nonetheless during the push. Thor in a little bit of danger. Bomb coming out to help get that clear. Does get a little bit of clear out, but none of the side of Resurgence of the Storm takes any damage from it. So burning bomb a little early just to try and help the clear does prevent the push from mid. Going to give top and potentially give bottom here if they don't rotate soon. Yeah, they're definitely giving top fort. They knew it was gone, so they're going to go bottom here, try and defend, but too late. Resurgence of the Storm already in position. Has that level lead here. Yeah, Crinetics, that's the result of having an average of 271 APM while playing Phoenix. That was an insane dodge of the avalanche earlier.
Our cavalry sacrifice will not be in vain. The frost wolves are finished.
Can you imagine 270 APM? That's like what I have playing Zerg in StarCraft 2. I don't think I've ever come close to that in Heroes of the Storm. Look at all that tiny micro repositionings. Taking bottom boss. Giving themselves a real chance to push on for a keep here. CCS saying, all right, you took bottom boss, we're going to take top boss, but they're going to have to do this quickly. Because Resurgence of the Storm is making their way up. Opting instead to clear mid. So that will actually give CCS the time to finish this, potentially. No, not enough damage here. Lunara not with them yet. So this is going to be a fight over the boss pit. Osprey's already low. Better drop bomb now to keep this opposing team off. Gotta kill that ETC before he can get a mosh pit. And ETC does go down. Phoenix comes in with the huge salvo. Li-Ming ends up getting the kill on Lunara. Both teams low, and Resurgence of the Storm takes the point. Earthquake went down on the point. The huge slows comboing well with the purification salvo. Bottom boss taking bottom fort. Top boss going to be taking top fort as all of CCS is low, and will have to either back or sip here and defend this down level 20 talents with D.Va on bottom. D.Va, you gotta leave. There's no reason to be shooting this. Once you knew you were losing the keep there, there's no reason to hit the boss. Boss will never kill a core on its own. Even with all 3 of your forts dead, keeps dead, boss does not kill core on its own. It needs a wave behind it. It needs a big wave behind it. Level 20s here online. I'd like to see, I mean, Resurgence of the Storm playing it safe, saying, all right, we know boss isn't going to get much more value. It's almost dead. It did get the keep. Let's just take the objective point. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while before CCS has the chance to contest this because they do not have 20s yet. If they get this objective, that is almost a guaranteed win from the side of Resurgence of the Storm and taking us to Game 3. Big slide from ETC, but interrupted. Big Riptire getting more damage out onto the Phoenix. Phoenix stutter tapping like a madman to get damage in while walking away. They know they have to fight over this. That's a huge mosh pit. The snowball does keep the mosh pit from getting too much value, but Lunar has picked the huge ancestral out. The double ancestral even. Falk low, running away, 600 health. He's down. Sorry, it's late. It's almost 10 o'clock here. And I just can't believe what I'm seeing. A dominant performance out of Resurgence of the Storm here in game number 2. I see very little chance for CCS to defend this. They have both top and bottom pushing in quite quickly. Mid's going to take a while. The mid lane was pushed out, but mid will be here. Opting to take this fort. I'd like to see them just ignore the keep, go straight on the core. Lunar is dead for another 15 seconds. They can find another easy pick by not fighting around this. Instead, rotating somewhere like bottom, where it's open, or top, where you've already got damage going out on the core. But opting for the safe play, saying we know we can take the keep. That'll give core less armor, and maybe a 5v5 defense, but that's going to be a hard-fought 5v5 with three cavalry from the side of Resurgence of the Storm on the core, and it just doesn't matter. The 5v5 is not enough to defend. Beautiful. Beautiful plays from Resurgence of the Storm. 4 deaths on their team total. Phoenix, Rhaegar, and Li Ming never in danger. Admittedly, Junkrat also not dying. But, oh man, the hero damage put out from the side of Resurgence of the Storm, not even close. Almost double the damage from Phoenix alone, and then you got Li Ming in there as well. So we are taking this right to game number 3 as Resurgence of the Storm wins map number 2 on Alterac Pass. We are 1-1 here. Show you guys the talent builds real quick. Lots of healing out from both teams. Rhaegar actually getting a lot of healing. I'm betting it's that double ancestral, right? Going actually almost full lightning shield build too. Shield being a lot. Putting an untalented version on Rhaegar. A lot of healing totem, cleanse. Yeah, lots of stuff here out of Resurgence of the Storm. Resurgence of the Storm definitely bringing their A game with that Phoenix. Man, 270 APM. That's insane. Wonderful plays by C2T2. Wonderful plays by Susie on Rhaegar. Wingman bringing out the damage on Li Ming. Big Merlin and ETC. Big Merlin and Perseus on Thrall and ETC respectively. Bringing out the setups, the earthquakes. Huge advantage. Valk let me know that they chose first pick. All right. Which means the map pick, wherever we end up, will be chosen by Resurgence of the Storm here. Maybe CCS recognizing, hey, we won when Resurgence of the Storm picked the map. Maybe that'll give us the edge in game 3. Who knows? But for now, we will go to a short break as we get ready for game number 3 to start. I was supposed to go to this one, but again, this has my webcam and my green screen's all messed up because my webcam isn't cropped or zoomed properly. You know, I could actually fix it pretty quickly here. I might as well. Just up the zoom there a little bit. Hey, my webcam's fixed. You can zoom out a little bit. Now y'all can see my beautiful face. My beautiful staticky face. Gonna have to fix the green screen overlay real quickly here. Going to the filters. This is the secret setting, the chroma key. We're just gonna up the similarity a bit. up the smoothness a bit. No, now my forehead's disappearing. All right, so instead we're going to do this. All right. See the green screen behind me now. This is the biggest trouble I have with the green screen is the lower half of it is so much darker than the upper half because my lights are up here, right? So they're lighting mostly the top half and the bottom half gets a lot of shadow from my chair. Secrets of streaming here, folks. So what we're going to do is we have a little tool I like to call my color picking tool. It's called Instant Eyedropper, one of the best tools for anybody that wants to be able to pick colors off their screen. And I can just kind of go up here onto my green screen itself. Actually going to have to drag this window to the bottom screen real fast. That's odd. Maybe I need to tab away. Okay, well, this isn't going to work. I'm just going to turn the webcam off. I hope you all loved my face there for a bit. And yeah, sure, why not, Brainer? While we go over... Oops. All right, give me one moment. I've moved too many things around as part of doing this. All right, why not, Brainer? Let's go over the Leeming build again. Or Leeming. Let's go over the Anduin build again. I'm going to leave this game. There is the lobby, so I'll have to do this quick. So I like Renew here because Flash Heal's just gotten a ton of buffs over time. It heals for a lot baseline, and putting extra 2 seconds on it is not worth the damaging an enemy hero heals for 35. This is really big. I like Moral Compass. Those basic attacks give you free ranged basic attacks from quite a big distance to proc Renew. Binding Heal means you never really have to heal yourself. Power Word Shield's also very good though. Light Bomb is pretty much always the pick as long as you have a coordinated comp. Enchant Boots is my choice talent here, but Speed of the Pious is often picked. I like Enchant Boots because of the heal on the allies pulled by Leap of Faith. It's an instant heal as soon as you pull them. Oftentimes saves a low health ally from dying. Lightwell, always. It's free healing. And Glyph of Faith gives you that second charge of the pull. As I will hop into the lobby here. We go to the map view really quick to show you all what we're looking at here. Game number 3 here between CCS and Resurgence of the Storm and CCS, ranks 3 and ranks 6 in our Division C quarterfinals. I think my title says semifinals. This is the quarterfinals. Let me update that. Meanwhile, let's get the map pick in here. It is Infernal Shrines, picked by Resurgence of the Storm. So, Infernal Shrines, strong map 3 here. Lots of point control necessary, lots of wave clear necessary to win those points. So let's see how this goes in game number 3. I will give them the ready. A little bit of banter going on in chat before game number 3. Wonderful games so far. Very back and forth in both games. Resurgence of the Storm putting on a bit of a better showing in game 2. Pretty dominant from about the midpoint of that game onward. Interesting that I have called the draft for the team that has lost in both games so far. Apparently, I do not know what I'm talking about when it comes to calling drafts. You can clip that, John Knight, and whenever we have drafts in the future, Whenever I'm in that little mock drafts channel, you can go ahead and just tell me you don't know how to call drafts, and I'll cede my victories that I'm calling for myself. All right, we are getting ready for game number 3 here between Resurgence of the Storm and Can't Counterpick Stupid. Please let me know in chat. Let me know in chat which one you want. Do you want Resurgence of the Storm or CCS to win this game number 3 and go on to the semifinals to face off against Can't Create Acronyms, who 2-0'd Randy Newman earlier tonight? Will we see the same bands in this game as we did in the last? Teams readying up here, still waiting on the ready call from CCS. So many people in chat, by the way. I don't think I have ever had this many people watching a game. This is insane. Thank you all so much for coming out. I know I haven't been reading off like follows or anything like that. I don't have a way to look at those while the game is running, and I'm monitoring the stream, so I will make sure to read those out at the end if anybody has followed or anything like that. Thank you so much for all the support here. Just so many people in chat. I'm loving it. All right, let's get right into game number 3's draft here on Infernal Shrines. We do have first pick from the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid, getting ready to place their first ban on the Zeratul, saying, nope, 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 nope. C2D2, you do not get to play Zeratul into us. In any of these games, we are not going to allow it. I would not be surprised to see the same Malthael ban going on here. Doesn't seem to be anything that CCS has seen in these games that has made them say, all right, maybe we let Zeratul or Malthael through. Lots of CCS supporters in the chat. Do we have anyone here for Resurgence of the Storm? Let me hear it. Azul is banned out, saying, nope, we're not going to give you that strong wave clear option. We saw you play it in game 1 to great effect. We will not allow it to happen in this one. Great ban on the side of Resurgence of the Storm. And the Malthael banned away again, saying, nope, Malthael, I know we haven't seen you play it tonight, but it scares us more than whatever else you have played. Yeah, I've got some alternate builds, Brainer. I can go over them with you later and not on the stream if you want. Didn't know you liked Anduin so much, Brainer. I'm personally a big fan of Anduin. One of my favorite healers in the game. Also just one of my favorite heroes to look at. Quite the man, if I do say so myself. As we do see the Garrosh ban again from Resurgence of the Storm saying, look, we know Valk's great on this Garrosh. We're not going to let it happen. Gluckmer's saying, all right, I'm tired of having all my tanks taken away. I'm going with Joanna. Joanna, very comfort tank for Valkymer here. Very, very comfortable. Valk plays a lot of Joanna. And Mephisto picked out by Wingman and Anduin. All right, this skin, not my favorite to look at. His face is so punchable. It's just so smug. Anyways, Anduin picked up by Susie. Played well in game 1. Let's see how it does for them here in game number 2. And Mephisto doing his duty, stacking some hatred. As we see Osprey go on the most hideous Sonya skin I have ever seen in my life. And Thorin picking up the Lunara. Oh god. That's a skin, guys. I didn't even know. That's one of those that's one of like the Malquacho event skins, isn't it? What have they done? I wish I had my webcam working right now. My reaction, my face reaction. And we do see the Brightwing banned out saying, yep, we know Brightwing is a very strong healer. You have shown your hand in terms of offlane and tank, so we will just go ahead and ban the healer out. Probably going to be another offlane ban, if I had to guess. CCS has been putting a lot of pressure on C2D2's picks here. And instead, opting to ban the ETC, yeah, Moshpit got so much value in the last game. ETC was just playing out of his mind with the setups, making it very easy for Phoenix and all those other... I mean, am I wrong, Gio? He's got that smug smile. It just... Yeah, that Mephisto teleporting light bomb in... Mephisto teleporting light bomb is going to be big if they can pull it off. You see May and Leoric picked up on the side of Resurgence of the Storm. I know C2D2's Leoric is somewhat disgusting. And by that, I mean it's played very, very well, and you should be afraid of it. Everyone fears death. Not as much as you fear Leoric, played by C2D2. And May, perfect tank. Very, very strong tank. And we do see Falstad and Lucio picked up. So Lucio did a lot of work for them in game 1. Falstad also did a lot of work with those gusts. So let's see how much they get done together here in game 2. Sonya and Lunara are going to be the primary clear here. Looking at the final draft with Cassia picked up. I'm hesitant to say it, but I've got to give this draft over to Resurgence of the Storm. The Anduin Light Bomb on either May or Mephisto or Leoric with Shade is going to bring a lot of strength. Cassia has so much damage around these small points with the bouncing lightning. Valkyrie's also Valkyrie, however you pronounce it, is also very strong at getting picks. And the Leoric Entombs, assuming C2D2 goes Entomb, which I fully believe he should. Silence Entomb is the best level 20 talent in the game. Changed my mind. Yeah. This Resurgence of the Storm draft is just scary. There's a lot of damage. There's a lot going on for Resurgence of the Storm here that I don't know if CCS has the answers to. As we can swap over to our in-game screen, zoom out a little bit, and discuss the team's Resurgence of the Storm. On the left, it is 1-1 in game number 3 here in the quarterfinals match between Resurgence of the Storm and Can't Counterpick Stupid. On the left-hand side, we have May, being played by Perseus, Leoric being played by C2D2, Cassia hiding in the corner, being played by Pig Merlin, Susie playing Anduin, and Wingman playing the Mephisto. And on the right-hand side, we have Valkymer playing Joanna, Silma playing Falstad, Badathi playing Lucio, I almost said Leoric, and Osprey playing the Lunara, and of course Thorin. Wait, Thorin on Sonya and Osprey on Lunara? They pulled a switcheroony on me. Yeah, crazy that, Diva, Gazlo, Chromie, all made it through that draft without ever seeing the light of day. Thorin playing the offlane here. Interesting. They pulled a little bit of a switcheroony on me. going to be interesting how this plays out now. We do see the 4-mans rotating between mid and bottom, with Leoric holding down some soak in mid for the side of Resurgence of the Storm. In the meantime, walks away with the help of the Shade. As we pull up the level 1 talents, we do see War Paint from the side of Sonya, maybe a Leap Sonya. Could still be Wrath depending on the level 4 and 7 picks. But I usually see Tough as Nails chosen for Wrath Sonya. Valk just clearing up the wave. Nice and easy. Actually picking Hold Your Ground this game. So interesting choice. I guess more worried about the CC coming out from the side of Resurgence of the Storm between Light Bomb and Mei. The one thing I will say is their only reliable CC early game is Mei. So early game should be going in the favor of CCS here. They have a little bit more to offer with Sonya stuns at the very least. And a little bit more consistent CC from the side of Joanna. Once level 10s come online, that story changes a bit though. And I mean, yeah, they have slows over here, but I'm talking hard CC. Man, chat, you're making me really want a Snickers right now. Need to treat myself after our games tonight. Snickers might just be the way I do it. We do see CCS has a little bit of a lead here just because they've soaked mid already. They did lose bottom a point to get that lead though, so trading fairly even here as Leoric goes into Sonya. Yeah, so if Leoric lands the spooky hand, right, this fight's easy in Sonya's favor. If Sonya fights Leoric under wave, then it's easy in Sonya's favor. A little bit of rotation up, maybe not expected by the Leoric here as Joanna comes up and Lucio comes up a little bit before the rest of the team, but Leoric again just shades out. We do see Q build coming in from Mei here. Interesting how they're going to get value off that. I guess they suppose, okay, Lunara gets some auto attacks, although most of Lunara's damage comes from her W, in fact. But preventing the auto attacks from stacking the poison is good. Sonya depends on auto attacks. Falstad depends on auto attacks. Although this is a Gathering Storm Falstad, so more of a mage build. But he did go Hammer Gains, so maybe it's more of a mixed build. And Resurgence of the Storm goes in and takes out 2. Sonya and Joanna both fall to the side of Resurgence of the Storm, giving them a clear favorable advantage on this point. They're going to be able to clear up the rest of these minions likely before Joanna can ever get close. CCS recognizes this as, all right, send bottom, send mid, keep us with the level advantage we have right now. Lucy skating away, so that extra move speed for her team will provide with a little bit more escape power from the Joanna. And pretty standard Joanna build here with Eternal Retaliation, lowering the Condemn cooldown to get that extra wave clear out. Especially powerful. Oh, and Leoric gets picked off by Falstad, looks like. Nice pick for the side of CCS. They really needed that. That solidifies their lead here in levels and prevents a lot of the value that this would have gotten otherwise. So very well done by Falstad there. Going to clear this without even losing the fort. It is a Frozen Punisher. You almost expect to lose your fort when there's a Frozen Punisher around. And Mei staying far too long. But maybe not enough CC from the side of CCS yet to get the kill. Oh, Madathi eating a lot of tower shots to try and get that. Mei just walks away because she's Mei. You can't kill Mei. Yeah, very interesting Mei build here. I'm interested to see what the level 10 talent will be. I'm hoping it's Avalanche, but could be an Ice Wall. Of course, I say that knowing how Crinetics plays Mei, and Avalanches are scary business. Leoric alone here in the bottom lane cannot contest this bottom point, but it looks like Resurgence of the Storm coming down to try and get it. As Leoric comes into delay, it's going to be a 4v5 here, and Madathi already low. Makes it a 5v3. Getting the pick, getting the camp, but still behind in levels. Let's take a look at that. It's XP totals. Leoric actually outdoing both Lunara and Sonya in Siege, but not together. Or sorry, in XP soak, but not together. You see about 3k ahead on minions at this point, but about 2k behind in kills. Nevertheless, level 10 is reached for the side of CCS first, but not long enough to do anything with the advantage. It is Entomb out of Leoric, Light Bomb, Durance of Hate. I love it. All of the CC coming out, Avalanche and Ball Lightning. Yep, so all of those CC locked behind Resurgence of the Storm's ults. Going to be very different game at this point. In fact, using Entomb to pick off Sonya in the top lane. Spooky hand, no way to escape. We do see Wrath out of Sonya. I didn't pay attention to the Hurricane Life Funnel, but I would have called Wrath if I had seen it. Sorry, Kryn. I know Icewall's meta. Kryn never plays Mei well. You should not look at his Mei plays. Ignore what you saw on Geo's channel earlier tonight. We do see Sound Barrier, Wrath, Gust, Blessed Shield, and Leaping Strike. So pretty standard ult choices here out of CCS. CCS, Osprey using that Leaping Strike to get away from a potentially dangerous spot by jumping over the Mei. Yeah, lots of CC here. The Durance of Hate is going to be terrifying. I'm actually really glad they picked that over the global damage ult, because Lucio basically just shuts that down with Sound Barrier anyways. So glad to see more CC coming out on the side of Resurgence of the Storm. At least glad for Resurgence of the Storm. So we get on to this point. Lunara put in the Avalanche, but probably the one target that can get away from that a little bit easier. Light Bomb thrown out onto Leoric, catches one, forces Sonya to split away slightly, but not into a bad spot here. CCS has got to watch out because the Lunara is low, but for now, they push the side of Resurgence of the Storm back to taps. Resurgence of the Storm gonna take a re-engage after tapping, which should give them the health and mana advantage as Sonya jumps in but gets blinded quickly and will die after trying to dive onto the Leoric. Maybe not the best of calls from Leoric. Durance of Hate goes out but misses. Sorry, best of calls from Sonya. Diving into the whole team to try and get a slightly low health Leoric. And we do see that top camp not responded to from the side of CCS, giving the camp over to Resurgence of the Storm. Going to be a very close fight here. CCS needs to focus the lane, the minions, not the lane. The more damage they put on the heroes, the less minions they will be killing, and it will be a Mortar Punisher over to the side of Resurgence of the Storm. But Cassia taken down in the meantime, and Anduin also going to go down for Osprey. Will get the damage out, but oh my goodness, Anduin keeps himself alive, going for Renew, and Moral Compass keeps him alive. Level 13's come online for both teams as we trade 1-1 Cassia for Joanna, but the point goes over in favor of Resurgence of the Storm. Shard of Hate, reducing the basic ability cooldowns by 1. Second per hero hit on the basic attacks against enemy heroes. Very big cooldown reductions for the side of Mephisto. My cats are getting into the food. May potentially have to get up for a moment to get them away from the food bowls in the cabinet as they are trying to eat food when it is not time to eat. We do see a push from CCS out here. Big Blessed Shield, but it's nullified by the Anduin pull. And the re-engage onto Valkymer. Sound Barrier will keep him alive for now. And he will walk away. C2D2 looking to re-push. There is no fort here for the side of CCS. But they are walking away with the move speed. Just barely caught by the Entomb, and Valkymer will go down on Joanna. the Entomb from C2D2 securing a massive kill. Putting Resurgence of the Storm ahead here. A lot lost for CCS during that objective phase. They lost all 3 of their forts over that one objective. They lost top fort while fighting over the objective. They lost mid fort from the objective. And they lost bottom fort as the objective was cleared. So big value for Resurgence of the Storm off of one objective after not getting much value off the first. CCS going to have to try and pull something out here from behind. They are about a third of a level lead back now, or sorry, a third of a level below Resurgence of the Storm now. Gonna have to try and pull out some big plays. Sonya just kind of standing in top, not sure where to go. Nowhere is safe as they do not see Resurgence of the Storm on the map quite yet. Sonya just checking their camp, making sure that Resurgence of the Storm is not there. Resurgence of the Storm setting up for a gank attempt on this camp. Leoric showing top lane while the rest of the team waits in the bushes. But CCS knowing, okay, that's probably where Resurgence of the Storm is. They did just show top. We're not going to step up. All right, we know it now. We see the Mei ability used on the bush. So just saying, all right, we're going to give the camp. This is not an advantageous place for us to fight. Both teams do have all their ults. Going to try and catch them on the retreat. Gets caught inside the Entomb, but not much value out of it as the rest of the team walked down instead of the same way Sonya did. So Entomb gets a little value there. Well done positioning by the side of CCS. Gonna go on to Leoric here as he is the furthest out of position. He will walk up towards his... Oh my goodness. A huge avalanche from Mei. Knocks 2 from CCS, and the root follow-up onto Lucio. Oh, man. What a crazy, crazy fight. CCS just kind of overextending onto the opponent's side of the map, giving Resurgence of the Storm the 2-man pick with the amazing avalanche by Mei. Mei shutting off the keep just for a bit to facilitate that brawling, and since she does now have 2 stacks of the Q, she will be able to shut this off almost indefinitely, making the defense a lot harder for CCS. But both teams have 16s now. Fanaticism picked up by Joanna. It is Giant Slammer, so hoping to get more damage out onto the Leoric and the Mei there with Giant Slammer. It is Rejuvenescencia, if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not. But the percent-based healing, very good for both Sonya and Joanna here. We do see the 5-man engage with the Blessed Shield going down, saved by the Anduin pull yet again is Mei. Fisto moving up with his teleport to try and get whatever damage he can in. I'm not really sure why Resurgence pulled back from that fight. They have all their ults. They do have a level lead. Like, it's not a talent lead, but it is a level lead, and there's the huge Light Bomb looking to get the fight in that small corridor, not what CCS wanted. Somehow, everyone except Sonya making it out. Although, the longer that they stay here, the more likely it is that another member dies. I say that, but Sonya's still alive here. Getting damage out onto Cassia. Still alive, now dies, but not able to get the Cassia in return. So 2 for none so far in favor of Resurgence of the Storm here. Going to back up as the 3rd objective in a row. Arcane Punisher, my namesake Punisher, goes in the favor of Resurgence of the Storm. They're going to look to try and push to end with this, I imagine. Sonya's still down for another 20 seconds. Should be enough time to defend core, but maybe not enough time to defend keep. Although we do see Mephisto kind of a little bit behind. I think he had to back for mana, potentially. Maybe health, maybe it was low. I didn't see. A big Entomb. You cannot cleanse Entomb. But the Gust will do the equivalent and keep Valkymer alive. But that is a nearly full health Arcane Punisher. Okay, a 60% health Arcane Punisher There's a big sound barrier out of Lucio. Sonya popping Wrath to try and get whatever damage he can out onto the Leoric. Leoric eating a ton of damage from the core and the point there, but it is Madathi on the Lucio that ends up falling. I think a little bit below the screen there from the Punisher. Blue team says, all right, we got a pick. We're going to stay. We're going to take another fort, make it a little bit safer for us to push on to this core. And they are not giving up any ground. Valkymer getting low, has to step back into the objective. This is looking like it, unless they can pull out a crazy defense. Ult online in a couple of seconds here. A big defensive play here will keep CCS in the game. Resurgence of the Storm dying for core. Still 3 alive, 10% on the core. And there goes game number 3 in favor of Resurgence of the Storm. GG to both teams. And we will see if we can get an interview going with Resurgence of the Storm here. Excellent plays from Resurgence of the Storm. Very, very strong plays from Resurgence of the Storm. J-Sill getting a little bit of heat in chat. Coach for CCS not happy with these results. Let's see. I'm going to ping a member of Resurgence of the Storm now. See what we can do here. As I jump into lobby number 5. Celebrating their win, I'm sure. We will get C2D2 in here shortly. Rough GG, but very well played from both teams. And I believe I have C2D2 in here now. Hello, how are you doing?
Doing great.
Very well played games. A lot of pressure in those latter 2 games for the quote reverse sweep, as much as I hate calling it that.
Yeah, that's definitely our specialty. I think at least it was last season. So we're bringing it back this season.
Well, you guys certainly proved a dominant force in those last 2 games. Very close game 1, nail biter for sure. Let's work our way back through the games a little bit. First off, congrats. You guys have made it to the semifinals.
Yep. Definitely stoked. We didn't make it out of the first round last season. So definitely an improvement.
Yeah, big improvement then for this season, making it to semifinals. Not a small deal, especially not up against a team like CCS, very strong team in general. They've seen a lot of dominant performance over the last few seasons in CWS, so not quite an upset since you guys were ranked higher, but still a hard-fought match and definitely a happy victory for you guys, I imagine.
No, definitely. I have to give it to CCS. Every single time we played them, and it's been a few times now, it always goes to 2-1. It's always like nail biters, really back and forth games. I think this was probably their strongest showing that we've played against them so far. They've definitely done their research, and I can tell they've been putting in some work, working on new strategies. So I really got to give it up to them.
Yeah, I want to talk about that a bit. It looks like they really didn't want your team on the league. What was it, Malthiel or Zeratul?
Yeah.
Those pretty targeted in your direction, I imagine?
Yeah. I think your team is the only team that has let me play. Well, actually, no, a couple teams have let me play Zeratul this season. But the Malthiel last time we faced them, I picked it in the last 2 games, and it was able to do a lot in those last 2 games. So it's definitely something that they targeted.
Still getting a ton of value even without it, though. Leoric getting a lot of value with the Entombs. There were some clutch Entombs in that game. There was one that I remember you barely caught the Joanna as they were trying to flee that reverse that you did on them on bottom lane. Just caught her out, got the pick, freed up a lot of map pressure for y'all.
Yeah, the comms on that were pretty interesting. It was like, you can't get it, and I was like, I can, and I was running in, and then just like caught right the edge of the, the Lucio speed. He had the speed boost, but it only lasts so long, and I was mounted, and they didn't bother to unmount me, so I was just like, until they unmount me, I'm still going for this.
Yeah,
It was good to
definitely
get it.
well done there. And then the Leo, sorry, I keep saying Leoric because that's what you've most recently played. It was very impressive, just holding down the off lane pretty much all game with very little challenge there. But the Phoenix in game 2, actually, talk to me about that. That was something I don't think I've seen before do so well into the Diva. I think we were looking at your APM in that game, something like 270 average APM on Phoenix, getting a ton of
Yeah,
value.
so I haven't pulled it out this season yet, but it's one of my highest win rate heroes in Storm League up there. Like I think it's close to 60%. Definitely a pocket pick, something that we haven't played a lot this season, but I know the matchup going into the Diva there with the Phoenix, and it's the Diva essentially wants to get her bomb, but I can constantly be trading into her with the Phoenix shield and just kite away and then get my shield back and then kite away and get the shield back. And then with the, we were just able to get really good value with the, what they did to us last time we played them on that map is they just macroed the crap out of us with Ragnaros. So we wanted to deny that this time and then just make a strong lane presence with the Phoenix and the Thrall so they couldn't just push us down.
Yeah, it worked really well.
In our favor. Yeah.
I gotta say, I think a lot of the trading that you were doing in a Diva ended up, you had a significant level lead just off of Diva mech kills.
Yeah, I mean,
something like a
if they were
full
gonna
level
give it
or
to
so.
me, yeah, if they were going to give it to me, I was going to keep taking it. At one point they started pressuring our objective, and the Diva stayed bot lane. And I was just like, look, just like stall them as long as you can. I'm just going to farm this Diva.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about the boss steal from game number 2. You guys grabbed bottom boss. You saw CCS is missing on the map. You got to assume they're on top boss. You made your way up.
Yeah,
both teams getting very low during that.
Yeah, we were a little late, I think. I mean, ultimately, it worked out in our favor, but we were a little late because I'm pretty sure Lunara, or it was either Lunara or Diva, one of them was like showing bot, like kind of clearing the boss kind of thing. So we're like, oh, we'll clear mid camp real quick before we make our way to top boss. And then we realized, okay, they've been off the map for a long time. They're definitely on it. Everybody rush there right now. And I was the last one to get there because I was clearing a little bit just because we saw that person trying to clear. But I think there was some really good combos with the Earthquake and the Salvo with Phoenix, so we were able to get chunk them a lot. And then we got a clutch Wave of Force onto the point that enabled us to, I mean, that was definitely the play of the game for that game. That really switched the pressure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
so yeah, it was always hard fought. And in the first game, I think the Zool was a problem.
Yeah, I was gonna mention. I think you had a little bit of trouble keeping up with the double soak on Sonya into the Zool.
Yeah.
Which just meant you guys were behind in levels for most of that game, and I think that cost you a lot of the points just having to
essentially
back off because you were behind.
We got kind of down, which Towers of Doom is always a chance to come back.
Oh, and you certainly gave it everything you had.
It was
It's very very close game.
I think if we take that last fight there and we get the kills, we can cap and potentially 6 keep there. So it would have been interesting if we would have taken that last fight for sure.
Oh, for sure. Well, is there anyone you want to take the chance to shout out here before we head off for the night?
Definitely want to shout out to my team. Putting in the effort, putting in the practice, putting in the scrims. We've done a lot better this season, coming in from, I think we're in 7th last season, so making our way up to 3rd. Making it to the semifinals. So our work is definitely paying off. Shout out to my girlfriend who is always here supporting, and to Parker, who I know is in chat, throwing out some.
Yeah, number 1 fan in chat here.
Yeah. So and then just shout out to CCS for always showing up. Always putting up a really good fight. They're definitely one of our favorite opponents to go against because we know it's going to be a brawl. Back and forth.
Well, you are set up for another CCS match next week.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
Looking forward
We
to
have
facing you guys off in the semifinals.
Yeah. We have our tank this time, so it'll be a different match, I think.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Well, I appreciate you coming in and dropping in for the quick interview. Thanks so much, and
Yeah.
congrats to you guys. GG, well
All right.
played.
Yeah.
Hope you guys
Thank
celebrate
you.
tonight. Have a great night and a great rest of
Yeah,
your
you
week
too.
ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for casting.
Of course, of course.
Appreciate it. All right.
All right,
Take it
have a great one. Bye. All right, everybody. That is it. That is all I have for you tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me go ahead and see what I can do about all these people in chat. Let me see if I can read off any new follows, anything like that. Because I just a crazy amount of support in chat right now. Loving it. Loving seeing everybody here. Most people I've ever had in a chat. 51 users in chat. Let's see. Where do I go? Shows you how much I know about Twitch. I think I have to go to, what, my dashboard? I don't even know where to find this information. Y'all are going to have to help me out in chat, maybe. But GG, well played to both teams. Thanks so much for everybody tuning in. Very fun time casting. Let's go to the managed stream. Maybe it's there. Yeah, here we go. I found it. Thank you, Jag Frisker, Skitmo, Lucky 13610. What is that? Davenfelth 11. Jasleen raiding with the party of 94. Huge raid. Jasleen with the follow. Our Heinzen with the follow. OGGO with the follow. Wolf145 with the follow. Kelladorn with the follow. Dax Hots with the follow. Dax Hots was 2 days ago. My bad. But thank you so much for everyone that followed tonight. Ghostly Tree Man just saw your follow. Thank you so much to everyone who followed tonight. Thank you so much to everybody that tuned in for this hard-fought battle between Resurgence of the Storm and Can't Counterpick Stupid. Resurgence of the Storm taking the win in the 2-1 victory. Going off to the semifinals to face off against my own team here with Can't Create Acronyms. And thank you so much to Gio for the cast earlier tonight in our match up against Randy Newman. Great times here for everyone. Have a great night, everybody. Go get some more hots if you're itching for it. I will be back tomorrow, actually, casting the Div E matchup between Illa Dancing Queens and Freedonia. So tune in for that at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for watching.